Thank you for showing up today. Because if you're here, I know you're hungry for something. You're hungry for growth, for momentum, for any hint of an edge to get you out of your comfort zone and onto a path toward becoming the absolute best version of yourself. Right now, you're probably eyeing a new challenge or a major life decision. You're feeling that itch to move forward, yet you're terrified. Because when most of us consider making a leap into the unknown, all we see are potential failures, pitfalls, and negative outcomes lurking just beyond our sight. Listen to me when I tell you this. You can do anything you want. I'm not spouting fairy tales or pumping you full of false optimism. This is reality. We live in a world overflowing with opportunities, yet we also live in a society that conditions us to be afraid. Afraid of what people think, afraid of losing face, afraid of not being good enough. We spin these horror stories in our heads, convincing ourselves of every possible way things could go wrong, and that fear paralyzes us. I've been there. I've been the person with big dreams and 1,000 excuses for why I might fail. But here's what I've learned. We are bound by nothing, no rule, no fear, no limitation, except the false narratives we cling to. If you can loosen your grip on those narratives, then nothing on this planet can hold you back. Today, I want to talk about that first step, how we get stuck, why it's so damn scary, and how to rewire your mind so you can move forward, crush your goals, and transform yourself into someone you never believed you could be. Buckle up, we're going in. The grip of fear. Picture yourself standing on the edge of a cliff, staring into the unknown. You can't see the bottom, so your mind starts filling in the blanks. It plays worst case scenarios on loop like a horror movie. What if I fall? What if I fail so badly that everyone laughs at me? Fear is a survival mechanism. It keeps us from real danger and can sharpen our senses. But here's the problem. Fear can also become a cage that keeps us from even trying. It petrifies us and carrying us to the spot. The first step is the hardest, not because your body can't handle it, but because your mind builds walls. You're not seeing your true potential. You're seeing illusions. You're focusing on every negative possibility instead of giving your goals a fighting chance. Let me be clear, the negatives can happen. Risks are real and you might fail. You might embarrass yourself. That's life. The question is, are you going to let that possibility kill your dream before it even has a chance to breathe? I can't stand it when people say, I can't do it because I'm not smart enough, or I don't have the talent, or I'm just not built for that. I get it. Some folks have natural gifts. Genetics matter. Opportunity matters. But let me drop a bomb on you. Success in life is 80% mental and 20% everything else. You show me someone raw and unpolished, but determined to outwork their weaknesses. Someone willing to fail, learn, and keep going. And I'll show you a person who's unstoppable. Talent might give you a head start, but grit, perseverance, and relentless drive will push you across the finish line long after the naturally gifted have burned out. That's not wishful thinking. It's a fact proved by countless people who had no business making it, but did anyway because they refused to quit. We tell ourselves these limiting stories to protect our egos. I'm just not good enough, or I don't have what it takes. If we never try, we never see a scoreboard that reads 0. We can always say, well, I didn't really try. That's why I failed. But that's a cop-out. And if you're here, it means you're finished with that mindset. You want ownership of your life. So let's burn those false narratives for good. I'm not suggesting you walk out of here and jump into something without preparation. I'm saying you should prepare ruthlessly with the unshakable mindset that you will not be stopped. The first key to conquering fear is owning your reality. That means getting brutally honest about your strengths and weaknesses, your skills, habits, and mental toughness. Then you build a plan of attack to shore up your weaknesses and amplify your strengths. Daydreaming about success isn't enough. You have to be real about the work required. That might mean waking up 2 hours earlier to train, going back to school at night while working a full-time job, or having tough conversations with family and friends about the support you need. Own your reality. The minute you face it, head on is the minute you become free to do something about it. So, how do you take that first step when fear is screaming at you? Here's the secret. Acknowledge the fear, but don't negotiate with it. Let it talk. You might fail. You might not be good enough. Then push forward anyway. If you start arguing with fear in your mind, you'll get sucked into quicksand. Next thing you know, you're stuck in that same place for days, weeks, or years. When you know what needs to be done, when that next move is clear, just do it. Don't wait for perfect conditions or someone else's blessing. Perfection never shows up on day one. And if you keep waiting, you'll stay exactly where you are for the rest of your life. One action is all it takes to change your trajectory. That single step leads to another, then another, until the obstacles you once dreaded don't look so intimidating anymore. Over time, you'll realize the horror story in your mind was mostly fiction. Let's get one thing straight. Failure isn't the end. It's just data. When you fail, you learn exactly how much more work is needed, and you walk away with a new blueprint. If you never try, if you never take that first step, you gain nothing. You stay stuck in what-if land plagued by self-doubt. Yes, failure can sting. It might bruise your ego, cost you money, or eat up your time, but it's not lethal. It's an opportunity to get smarter, tougher, and closer to where you want to be. In fact, failure can be the best way to uncover your true potential because it forces you to confront your weaknesses under a harsh spotlight. Most people crumble at this point, telling themselves they're not cut out for it. But the winners use that insight to refine their approach and come back swinging even harder. You can do anything you want. You are bound by nothing. That might sound like hype, but it's the cold, hard truth if you're willing to internalize it. Society, your friends, and even your family may try to keep you in a box of limited thinking. They'll say, be realistic, or don't set the bar too high, or you're going to get hurt. But ask yourself, whose permission do you need to live your best life? You can spend your whole life in the cage of other people's opinions, or you can unlock the door and step out. Being bound by nothing doesn't mean life is easy. It means no negativity can chain your ambition. You keep moving forward, fueled by your vision and by the oath you make to yourself to never quit. So, how do you become an unstoppable force? Truly bound by nothing. You construct an unbreakable mental framework that runs on autopilot day in and day out. Here are a few cornerstones. Daily discipline. Set non-negotiable tasks for yourself every single day. Whether it's a morning workout, an hour of reading, or focused practice on a new skill, discipline compounds over time. The more disciplined you are, the more self-trust you build, and that trust in yourself is a knockout punch to fear. Positive accountability. Choose people who push you, challenge you, and demand you don't sell yourself short. If everyone around you is content with mediocrity, their complacency will infect you. Keep an inner circle that expects excellence. Self-talk. Watch how you speak to yourself. Most people are their own worst critics. I can't, I'm afraid, I'm not good enough. Recognize that voice. Then flip the script. I can handle this. I'm stronger than I think. If I fail, I learn. Aggressive goal setting. Write down tangible, specific goals, both short-term and long-term. Break them down into smaller tasks and attack them daily. Having a clear plan leaves less room for your mind to get hijacked by imaginary disasters. Reflection and adaptation. Assess your progress regularly. If you're not hitting the mark, dig into why. No excuses allowed. Then adapt. Rigidity will break you when things go wrong. Stay flexible, keep learning, and keep moving. That's how you stay unbound. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You must sacrifice. If your dream is huge, your sacrifice must be equally huge. You don't become an elite operator, a champion athlete, or a top-tier entrepreneur by indulging comfort. You might have to say no to parties, late-night binges, or anything else that steals time and energy from your mission. It could mean investing your savings into your goals or giving up certain luxuries and downtime. Sacrifice might sound painful, but it frees you from regret, frees you from living a life haunted by what if. The temporary discomfort is nothing compared to a lifetime of wishing you had tried. When faced with fear or setbacks, ask yourself, which pain do I want to live with? Short-term sacrifice or long-term regret? Finally, remember, your journey isn't just about you. When you shatter your own limitations, you light the way for others. People watch how you handle adversity, whether you shrink away or stand tall. By moving forward despite fear, you become a real-life example of what's possible. You might not see yourself as a role model, but you're influencing those around you more than you know. Every time you break through fear, you give permission to someone else to do the same. That's how you change the world, one courageous act at a time, starting with leading yourself. We've covered a lot: fear, failure, discipline, resilience, and the fact that you're only truly bound by the limits you accept. Now it's time to decide. Maybe you've stalled for months or years, worried about everything that might go wrong. No more. Fear won't vanish. It'll keep whispering doubts in your ear, but you don't have to dwell on those doubts or debate them endlessly. You just have to act. Take that first step, even if it's small, even if it's messy. Because action, not thinking, not planning, creates momentum. If you fail, regroup and adapt. If you succeed, aim higher. But if you do nothing, you remain locked in place. I'm challenging you right now. Commit to the first step toward that thing you've been afraid to chase. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for someone else to say it's okay. When you do it, you'll discover you have far more power than you ever realized. Each step you take away from fear is a step into the life you're meant to live. You can do anything you want. You are bound by nothing. That's the truth. Now prove it. Prove it to yourself by refusing to let fear drive your decisions. The minute you move forward, you'll feel the difference. And once you taste that freedom, once you realize fear can't hold you down, there's no limit to where you can go. So go. Step, move, and don't look back, because the life you want is waiting, and the only person who can truly hold you back is you.